And now it's time for Game of Thrones.
The favorite part of the day.
Episode 5. So yeah, I know this one's kind of late, guys, but what we're going to do for this one is we're going to put it up on Sunday. We're going to put it up right before the next Game of Thrones, so you can recap what happened last week before you watch this week's episode.
Neat.
Fancy.
I like it.
So, first off, I guess we got Barristan's dead. I mean, you find that out. He died, which sucks.
Poor bastard.
Because right when he became a super badass, I'm like, I love that fucking old man. He's dead.
But Grey Worm is still alive.
Yeah.
God damn that little guy.
You wienerless penis.
He tries to do his thing.
How can you
He does make out, I don't know, he wants to make out that girl and she's going to rub his head for
that whole thing
life.
bothers me because it's like, you can't, this can go nowhere.
What was Daenerys' decision? She basically said, you know what? What I'm going to do is be a badass bitch, and all the masters, all the head of the noble houses, we're going to go and kill them and stop the Sons of the Harpy this way.
Fuck y'all.
And then she takes them down, you know, to the Chamber of the Dragon Speak. And she's like pushing them, and they rip them apart. She's like, we don't want to overfeed them. I mean, I'm like, wow.
That seems cool.
You know, let's have sex now, and then you can kill me later.
She's
you're awesome.
She's getting a little bit.
You know, that dragon had to have his ass rotisserie. He's like, he's like, I'm not gonna eat you raw. I gotta char you up a little bit.
And then you got Jon Snow.
He goes and talks to the Maester of the Night's Watch. And he's like, kill the boy and let the man be born. So basically, he's telling Jon Snow, he's like, you know what? Stop being a wussyfoot and say, I'm a man. I am the commander of the Night's Watch, and hear me war, woman.
I can have sex anytime I want to.
Yeah, I loved it, because when he goes up there, he's like, you know, he's basically telling me, he's like, you know, I'm going to make a decision that a lot of people aren't going to be happy with. It's going to be an unpopular decision. He's like, you're the freaking commander.
Jon Snow's a bad.
Jon Snow is, and then, you know, that whole little scene between Ollie and him, you know, Ollie's like, you didn't mean, did you? You were just saying, you know.
I felt bad for that.
Yeah, and he was like, I meant it. He's like, get over it. Stannis is leaving. And Jon's like, what are you doing? Because that sets it up for something awesome happening, because he takes his army north to fight the Ramsays. Or the Boltons. He takes his army north to fight the Boltons, and that scene between him and, you know, Stannis, you just see this growing respect between Jon. I mean, it was already there, but Jon Snow and Stannis have this really mutual respect going on. So I'm really interested to see how that develops along, because is Jon going to say, you know what, you're the one true king. I'm just going to give my allegiance to you, or is he going to wait? I don't know. Jon Snow is, like, the way they're using Jon Snow in this, he's really unpredictable.
I think
he's honorable. He's honorable and he's noble, but at the same time, you don't know.
I think Jon Snow's going to end up taking him over. I think it's going to end up in a fight between those two, and then Jon Snow's going to be the one true king.
I don't know.
I want to see Jon Snow on the Iron Throne.
I hope Tyrion.
That's what I want to see.
I hope Tyrion.
Well, that's true.
That's my truth.
But then you got Ramses, and he's
I love Ramses.
He's doing his. Yeah, I've hated Ramses all this time, but he's kind of a badass.
He
is a douchebag.
He's a player.
Yeah, he's doing that girl. And he's like, I'm gonna give it what I want. And
I love it. He's like,
butt sex.
He was laying in the bed, and he was just like, she's like, do you find her attractive? He's like, yeah. He's like, what? Who wouldn't? He's like, does that make you jealous? And he was like, I'm furthering a dynasty. She was like, she's giving that me look, and he walked up to her butt naked. He's like, but I'll find time for you. And then she was like, no, maybe I'll marry. He's like, to who? It's like, to who? And then he brings in Theon. Was that not the most cringe-worthy? Like, he's just in that point right now where he's just like, fuck my life. I have nothing good going for me.
I got no dick! You think that he was gonna make him suck his wiener, dude?
Yeah, dude, I did. I was like, please God, not let this happen right now while I'm watching. Because I was eating Tostito chips. I didn't want it to happen.
No!
But it didn't happen. Because Sansa's used to this. You know, she remember Joffrey humiliated her all the time. So, she, you know, Ramsay's like, we're gonna have him give you away at the wedding. Because I feel like being an asshole. And what can you do? And that's
what can you do?
I like evil. But after that scene, you know, Sansa's pretty much reserved to that fact. Okay, this is happening. He goes and talks to his father, because his father's like, you know what? My wife's pregnant. She looks like a cow, but she's got a male heir.
Saw his face. He was like,
he's like, but I love you, boy. You smell like shit, but I love you. And it's like, okay, so they're gonna rule the North together. So that kind of goes from their bonding experience, and then we go just briefly. Brienne of Tarth, big bitch, awesome. I love her. I know we say big bitch and we get a lot of flack for that.
We mean that in a flattering way.
She's still, you know what?
That's a huge bitch.
She is huge.
But she's talented.
She is hot too. No, not in the show, but without her makeup on. Brianna, the girl that plays her, she's not that bad looking. If you guys look at her on Google.
I mean, if you want to be manhandled, you know.
Sometimes you want that in your life. You want to be cradled and picked up and taken and caressed.
Show me how it's done.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me suckle at your nip.
Take me to town. Buy me a steak dinner.
Put my head in your bosom.
I want to
suckle at it. Put a baby's bib on me, and let's have a good time.
Just tell me what the deal is.
We're gonna have a great time.
What's the deal?
But her and Podrick, you know, Podrick's like, well, maybe she's better off, and she's like, are you high?
You stupid
what have you been
bitch.
smoking? What I love the focus right now. I would rather see what's going on with the North than King's Landing, which is unheard of because King's Landing is where all the intrigue is, where all this crazy
The
stuff.
North right now is fucking Breaking Bad, dude. It's Bryan Cranston when he's still a teacher and he has cancer and everybody thinks he's a piece of shit. He's about to rise into a drug lord and fuck everybody up.
Well, so Jorah
Yep.
takes Tyrion, and they're going through the. I don't remember that.
I'm a wine drinker.
The
It means
old-
I drink.
They go through the. Yeah, they do. They go through this old like shitty town. I'm sorry.
It looked amazing.
I know it did look great. Jorah gets attacked by the stone men.
It's like zombies, dude.
Yeah,
They're like
I know.
zombies. It's
And
badass.
he looks, and he's got that little stone thing on his hand.
So
or his
Jorah's
wrist.
gonna die or turn zombie, and shit's gonna go down.
Which sucks.
So,
Make a
I know
bunch
you
of-
love Jorah.
I do love Jorah.
He loves him.
I love Jorah.
He loves him.
I love him.
This guy loves Jorah.
I don't love him,
loves him.
but I want
What are
to
you gonna
think.
do?
I want to stay on the cruise ships with him. But I'm just saying, look. Here's the thing. You remember what Stannis said to his daughter? That he looked high and low for a person that could cure that stone disease, and maybe at some point Ser Jorah gets cured of it.
Nah, he's gonna die.
No, he's not.
He's gonna turn into a stone man.
Shut your fucking
And then
face.
Tyrion's gonna have to kill him.
No, he's not. You know, he didn't know that it was Daenerys, but he's like, I see a dragon, and obviously shit got real. Hashtag real talk. But I'm just saying, like,
You even dragon, bro? Sansa's helpers, I like how they're like, when they're talking about Sansa, they're like, hey, if you get in trouble, light the fucking candle. You know? So that means that Brienne is just gonna sit there and just watch shit happen or whatever. So that's obviously... Eventually what's going to happen is Ramses is going to be like, I want to put it in your butt, and then I want to cut you in the face. And she's going to run to the tower, and then shit's going to get real from there. I think they set that up.
And Daenerys was like, towards the end of this, she was like, I think the best way for me to secure ruling in my kingdom is
to marry Lenny Kravitz.
And you know what? Yes, Lenny Kravitz, you're sitting there on the fucking... You imagine that, okay? You're going from almost being eaten and charbroiled by a dragon, buffalo treats, to on your knees begging for your life. You're like, you're the first Sutu to have sex with me.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
It doesn't matter though, dude, because he's still got to follow that Dothraki dick. Like, you with a girl, like, who's the last guy you're with? Aquaman? Well, actually, she was with Dario and his fancy ass. I don't like that guy. I just don't like something
Dario,
about Dario.
he's alright.
I don't like him. But now she's going to hook up with Lenny Kravitz. But what's Dario going to think about that shit?
Fuck Dario.
He's your life.
But you know what? That's great. That's good for that. Good for that guy. I don't like that guy.
I hate that fucking guy.
Good for him.
He just seems like a douche.
He avoided
I don't
death.
like the cut of his jib. I don't like Lenny Kravitz.
You don't like Lenny Kravitz?
I don't like Lenny Kravitz.
I like Lenny Kravitz.
Simple question, just for fun, as our question of the day, guys.
Right.
Just for fun, do you guys think, I mean, everybody's going to ask every question in the book, you know, do you guys think that Jorah is going to allow Tyrion to get some wine at some point? Now that things have happened?
Yeah, I think
is Tyrion going to get his wine?
I think he'll wind up. I think he'll wind up getting some Tyrion.
You think they're going to get fucked up together?
Yeah. Oh God. I think it's gonna be like one of those moments on Castaway, or not in Castaway, but in like when Pirates of the Caribbean, when they all hang out and they drink rum on the beach. He's gonna be talking to me like, this girl didn't even invite me to the prom.
Click that subscribe button and get some wham up in you.
We watched a movie.